Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Sam, and I'll be doing the free video for November 30th, 2020. So, in today's video, I'd like to kind of go over a bigger picture concept that I'm seeing setting up in the markets, and then just kind of carpet bomb you with different setups that I think work well within that context. So, a lot of these setups will look the same, which is actually a net positive, I think. It's just a matter of choosing the best ones, but let me start with kind of the big picture stuff, and then we'll we'll look at the individual stocks. So here's some notes that I like to share with the members every Monday morning. This is kind of how we kick off the week. Call it the story of the week. And in the room, we have something called the FANG index, which is a prop index that we made that's price balanced and market cap balanced, which shows the effects of the top 10 biggest stocks. We all know the FANGs. There's 10 of them total in the index. And when it starts to set up and coil, like the S&Ps would, it gives you a clue as to where the market wants to go. Whether the market wants to go into kind of small caps or whether it wants to go more into technology shares. So right now, the FANG index, it has a 2-day, a 3-day, and a weekly squeeze, and it has an uptrend. So it almost has a perfect setup right now on the FANGs. And it's an extremely rare setup because it's very rare that you have momentum stocks forming a weekly squeeze. So we do want to make the most of it while we have it. The other side of that coin is that the bond market looks relatively stable here. It looks like it's going to chop around at these levels, not move too far up, not move too far down, and that's kind of the Goldilocks scenario for momentum tech. So we all know that most recently, over the past month or so, we've seen some rotation out of tech and into the cyclicals, so the Caterpillars of the world, energy, transportation, industrials, things like that. But that dynamic really goes into overdrive when the bond market is selling off. When the bond market is stable, that dynamic kind of dies down. And what ends up happening is everyone goes back to what was working before, which is momentum tech. So that's kind of the big thing that I just want to share with you. It's the combination of both the FANGs having that particular setup that is extremely rare, and the bond market confirming the potential for a rotation back into technology and away from the cyclical space. So let's just kind of carpet bomb some of the picks here. So in that type of dynamic, what you want, what really I think is going to hit hard here is both a combination of momentum technology, COVID exposure would be positive, I think, and then being kind of in the mid cap space. So not the gigantic companies, but like the smaller companies, something like Chegg, which is what we're looking at here first. Very nice kind of double bottoming structure here. Nice flat top up there to go after. And a very nice looking squeeze here on both the daily and the weekly time frames. So this is kind of in the sweet spot of what I think will work. Another one that we have in the room is now. So we did just get out of that today, but we've been in it since it was below 510. And it was kind of an early exit. I think I think that this one on now, this is one of the better setups that I see, and I think it's going to 555, and then there's a very nice confluence up there at 578. So this one should be pretty high on your list. Lulu is another one. This one's kind of an interesting space because it is kind of a reopening trade, but at the same time it trades on the Nasdaq and it trades more with momentum stocks. So Lulu here, almost a perfect weekly setup. Very, very nice slingshot setup there, which is what we call that. When it goes red and then goes back to positive, slingshot. Flat top, low, higher low. Looking for 380 here, but if it gets above 380, looking for a new all-time high above 400 on Lulu. My favorite weekly setup right there. Buy it on a pullback. If it gets back to 357, it's a buy. Another one that's kind of perfect for this kind of environment is Piton. So, we said we want to focus on momentum, technology, mid caps, and COVID. And Piton hits every one of those points. So it did hit an extension today, but I think it's going to keep on going to about 130 here. So there's no issues here on Piton. Looking for 130. And I'll give you one more that will probably get into tomorrow, and it's Netflix. Now, Netflix is not the easiest chart here because it has been going sideways, but we're starting to see some signs that it might be ready to actually start making a move. One of them is the FANG index, which I talked about. The second one is just overall that dynamic of looking for, again, technology, not a gigacap tech like Apple or something. So Netflix kind of qualifies for that. COVID stock, which Netflix qualifies at as, and then momentum technology. So getting this hourly break above the hourly 200 on Netflix is kind of what I've been looking for. And you can see it's coming through right now. Has not come through since back here, which was a trap. And you now have a very nice trading base here on Netflix to push off from. So this is actually the most difficult one of the bunch, but I think it's worth your time because the setup should take it back above 500, and kind of keep on going. And then I'll give you one more here. Let's just keep it simple. D-Dog, put on your watch list. Very, very nice chart here. I think it goes back to 107, 108. And one more for you, which is an easy one, Take Two. So again, technology, momentum, stay at home, not gigacap tech. This hits all of them. If you're looking for something that's relatively easy, I think Take Two is it. Of course, it's a little extended here, so wait for a pullback, but I think Take Two gets to 188 and then 198 on Take Two off this weekly squeeze, which is damn near perfect. That's exactly what it should look like. Perfect. And then a daily squeeze underlying it. Double bottom structure. You took out that previous high, and now you're working on the all-time high. So Take Two, Activision, EA, all the video game companies, and then everything else that we've talked about. I think you'll be in good shape as long as you go with technology, momentum technology specifically, mid-cap technology, and then if you can throw in a COVID kicker like Piton, then all the better. So that's what we got for you guys. Hope it was helpful, and we will see you for the next one. Cheers.